Racism, sexism, politics, you know, all that stuff that really funny jokes are made out of. These are obviously serious topics, but comedian Ida Rodriguez is offering a different perspective. Listen.
My mother stabbed my father with an ice pick because he pushed her. And he was like, Ida, what does that tell you about your mother? I was little. I was like, I don't know, don't push mommy.
Ida's using her platform to tackle difficult subjects, and she says she hopes to heal people through laughter by sharing her personal experiences as an Afro-Latina. She's in Netflix's series. It's called Tiffany Haddish Presents. They Ready, which spotlights comedians who are personally chosen by Haddish, who also hosts the show. Ida, it's so nice to have you. The special's hysterical, hilarious. So good. And as I'm laughing, I'm thinking, oh my God, she's talking about domestic violence.
Yeah.
And it's funny, which is uncomfortable and weird. Let's talk about how you started. You started doing open mic when you were a homeless mom.
I did. And you know what? The social consequences of that, especially being Latina with all of the judgment that I got, let's be clear, I had a job and comedy was like therapy for me. So I started doing open mics because it was cathartic. I couldn't afford a therapist, and I knew that I could turn the trauma into something else. And so, yes, I was homeless, and I started doing open mics, and comedy started paying off, and it helped me to have a better life.
You talk about really, tough subjects like colorism, racism. You know, they're not the things that I would tick off as like, oh my God, that's hysterical. You should definitely have a joke about that. And you're able to make it so relevant, so true, and really, really funny. Is it because you have a foot in a lot of different worlds?
Yeah, you know what? I look at the people who I admire in comedy, like Richard Pryor, who is my hero, and somebody who grew up in a brothel, you know, experiencing trauma every day, who was able to become one of the funniest people on the planet. And then I look at the orbit of comedy, the world of comedy, and I never see anyone who looks like me at that place, right? There's no woman who's ever broken the ceiling, especially a Latina woman. I mean, Latinos have George Lopez and Fluffy. Those are our big, iconic comedians. Freddie Prinze passed away before I was even able to hit this comedy scene. So,
and the subcategory of Afro-Latina is
like, there you go.
Some people are like, what?
Yeah,
what is that?
And you know, it's funny. It's like, I said, for me, comedy has always been real that way, because that's what I've gravitated towards. And I just feel like we have enough people pandering. We have enough people perpetuating, living the stereotypes for the pat on the head. I wanted to go in and really talk about the stuff that's uncomfortable.
Part of the reason this special exists is because I think Netflix and others have gotten a lot of criticism that their comedy lineup was not particularly diverse. And there are lots of studies, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's all white dudes doing comedy all the time. And a lot of this came about because Tiffany Haddish, who's rocketed to stardom, tapped you because you're friends. And you say something very emotional about the throw the rope back. You guys had a deal. What was that?
Well, we did these reality shows together at the same time, and quite honestly, we never know who's going to go. What's going to be the thing that makes you the thing, right? And at that time, I made it to the top 10 of Last Comic Standing. She was doing a show on TBS, and we just said, look, whoever goes, we just got to look back for each other. We have this belief. We're like, look, Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, they all do it. Why can't we do it?
Right, they bring their friends with them.
Right, so why
and without any regrets and without any apologizing for it.
No.
It's like, I have 5 friends and I'm bringing them.
Yeah, and she did it. And I say it everywhere I go. You look at all of the Netflix specials, you see all the multi-million-dollar deals, you see everybody getting, she didn't get a fraction of what all of those people got, and she took 6 people with her. And so that's admirable, you know, like that girl is a hero. That woman is a hero.
Do you think this special is going to open doors for you?
Yeah, some doors have opened and some doors have closed. I don't want to do stand-up if I can't do the kind of stand-up that I want to do. I want to talk about, you know, stigma and shame and guilt that a lot of people of color carry around with themselves because of the traumas that they've experienced. So I was sexually abused. I was raped. I grew up witnessing domestic violence. So many people have, and we walk around, you know, cowering and just have having shame and guilt muzzle us and handcuff us. And for me, it's so important to just, if I can free a little brown girl, a little Afro-Latina girl and say, that's me, that's who I am, then I've done my job. That's what I want to do.
The Netflix special is called They Ready. Ida Rodriguez, hilarious. I mean, just an absolute bright light in this special. It's awesome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.